Hello, everyone. This is Holly, and I see only one looper, Gerard, who um, RSVP'd, registered definitely to attend today's class, but several loopers who registered as maybe. So I'm hoping to see many of you joining me here soon. The class listing for today I will share here. It's on our loop calendar, Holly's Hodgepodge. This is my newest name for events that will be randomly scheduled when I am willing to put an extra hour in. Not required to pay to join. Always appreciate donations and hope that you'll send a small donation to join, but you're not required to pay. And it is a chance to practice English in an activity that I choose. So today I've chosen dialogue practice, but I can't practice unless someone joins me. So I will wait a few moments and hope to see a few members join us here. I have listed links on the events calendar to a group we have on Loop that practices dialogues, practices writing dialogues. Here comes Abdul Majid. And I've also shared a link to a site that has some practice dialogues on it that we might work with today. So here's Gerard also. Welcome.
Hello.
I'm having my usual throat tickle problem here, so excellent opportunity for you two to practice talking. Did you both see the description for today's class?
Yes.
And Majid? Not sure we have Majid's sound working well. But here's the link to the dialogue I was going to try to practice with. To start us off, this site has lots of short dialogues, and often if you start practicing a dialogue in order to make it sound more natural, you might suggest alternate phrases. Oh, we just lost Gerard, and Abdul Majid is getting a mic ready. So I hope Gerard will be able to join us again. Hangouts sometimes work so well and sometimes give people trouble getting bumped. So we'll see. There's Gerard again. He is back. The system bumped you today?
I don't know what happened.
Not sure. Okay. I had some trouble with a couple of my Skype classes this morning too. I've rebooted my system and checked my upgrades. Everything is updated. But some days it just seems to be more challenging than others. Been working better recently, so we'll cross our fingers and hope that we have good luck. Do you double cross fingers for good luck in Spain and in Pakistan, if Majid can hear us?
Yeah.
Or India, excuse me. You do. Okay, do you knock on wood also? And do you knock on top of the table or underneath?
On top.
On top. Okay, so the same as here. In some countries I've learned they knock underneath, looking for raw wood, not finished, unfinished wood. So little things like that come up when you practice dialogues. And Majid, do we have you back with a mic yet? Maybe not yet. Oh, now he's joining again. Now we have a second Majid. uh, I like this on Hangouts where many people somehow appear twice. uh, uh, so I have the link here I've got to brush up on it. And I don't know if to brush up on something is a new idiom for you, or if you're familiar with it.
I don't know. I didn't know the meaning of this idiom.
So it's a new one for you. So to review, to refresh, to brush up on something, you check back and review how something is done. So you brush up on your skills. And I see now we have Priya, is it, joining us?
Yes.
Yes, welcome. And I think this is our first time to talk together. Are you a member of our site? Are you a member of Loop?
Yes.
Okay, fairly new? Are you new to our site?
Yes.
Okay, so welcome to your first hangout with us. We are just trying to get Doria, thank you. Okay, so I've talked with you before on Skype, but I think this is the first time for a hangout. We're trying to review the dialogue that you'll find on the link I just shared. And we were just talking about the idiom to brush up on something. And I'm hearing some background noise. Are you using a headset?
Yes.
Okay. And Majid, you are as well now? Okay. I'm hearing a little bit of background sound. Oh, and we've just lost her connection. Oh, dear. Yeah, so to brush up on your skills. So sometimes we use a term called recalibrate. And for educators, when we're getting prepared to score exams, we brush up on the rubrics, on the criteria. We recalibrate and get our minds thinking about the topic, remembering what we do know or what we've learned before. So when you brush up on your English before an exam, it's a good idea. So if you practiced and then don't use English for 3 months, not a good time to take an exam, right? You'd want to brush up on your skills before you take an exam. And the practice dialogue we have has a guy named Butch who recently moved to California, and he has to take a written driving test in order to get a California driver's license. Here in the States, every state you move to, you have to get a new driver's license, and the exams can be quite different from place to place. So he's been driving for years. He still needs to brush up on the rules in case he has forgotten some or most of them. So the dialogue is between a woman named Jerry and a guy named Butch. So I'll play Jerry, and you can play Butch.
Okay.
So I heard you're going to take the written test to get your driver's license?
Yeah.
You've been driving for years. There shouldn't be any problem.
But I still need to brush up on traffic rules a little bit.
You'll be fine. Just use your common sense.
Yeah,
Hello.
but sometimes I sense things wrong.
Hello.
Yes, okay, there he is. I hear you loud
Hello.
and clear. Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Do you hear us?
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes.
So we just talked through this dialogue once. I don't know if you've lost the link because you keep coming and going. But there's the link again. So this is very true for many people who have been driving for years, and then their children start studying for the driver's test, the parents often don't know the correct answers for many driver's exams, written driver exams here. So it is a very smart idea to brush up on. And I like Butch's sarcastic comment that he sometimes senses things wrong. So common sense doesn't always work, because how many people drive is not necessarily the way motor vehicles tells us we should drive. And I noticed when I read Jerry's line, there shouldn't be any problems, I didn't say plural. I just said there shouldn't be any problem. No problem. This is another example of a countable or non-count noun. And I automatically use the singular, the non-count form. But here, shouldn't be any problems is also correct. Either way. More natural for me was there shouldn't be any problem. And more often what you hear. So do you have both a written and a road test for a driver's license in your areas?
Yes, we do. And I think
Yes,
it's
we have
quite
written and practical
difficult.
tests.
We may have to use our T for talk so we don't talk over each other.
Yes. Gerard want to speak, or shall I continue?
Yeah, Gerard had started, so let him finish and then you can talk after him.
Okay, we have a test, but it's quite difficult because the answers are very similar. Like you need to know the language very well, because the answers are not different answers. The answers are almost the same.
So detail oriented. And Mashi? Your mic turned off? We're not hearing you? Oh dear. Did we lose his connection?
Sorry. I mute my mic.
So you also have a written exam?
Yes, we have written exams, but digital exams, computerized. Like we have to choose options A, B, C, D. Like that we have 20 questions. In that we have to answer at least 15. Then exam passed.
15 out of 20 to correct to pass. Here we have 2 rounds of exams, multiple choice. The first one is all for road signs. And there are 10 questions, and you have to get 10 correct. If you get 1 wrong, you have to come back again a month later to try again, and you can't take the second part until you pass the first part.
Yeah, we have second part here, like driving the vehicle. Like you have to pass all. In that 3 parts will be there. We have to make H, and we have to make T, and we have to make S. We have to pass all tests, physical tests, physical road tests. Then only you will get a license. Otherwise, no license.
Yeah. Do you have written exams or road tests that you have to take again every so many years, or is it one time and you have a license forever?
One time forever. First we have to take. First we have to write the exam. That for temporary license, right? Learning license. For that we have to write the exam. For physical road test, after 6 months, there will be a physical road test after getting the learning license.
It sounds like maybe a permit type situation like we have here, also probationary. Gerard wanted to say some more.
In Spain, we have to answer 30 questions, and we only are allowed to fail 3 questions.
3 out of 50. Wow.
50, 50,
Wow.
50, sorry, 50, 50 questions.
But 47 out of 50?
No, 30.
30 out of 50?
30. 30, and you can make only 3 mistakes, so that's
So, okay.
10%.
Okay, so 27 out of 30 must be correct. Yeah, so they want you to know your rules. And do you have to take another test again every so many years? Or is it good for life?
No, no. You need to renew the driving license every 10 years, but if this time passes, you have to do a new exam. If you don't do the renewing on time, you have to.
Okay, okay. So as long as you keep it continually renewed, there is no further test. Here we have a requirement every 2 years. You have to have a vision test. You have to go in person. You cannot renew online, and you have to check a vision test to be sure that you're seeing clear enough and to confirm if you wear glasses or contacts. But that's the only follow-up test required in most states. Some states have a requirement for elderly drivers. They keep different ages or different systems, but sometimes elderly drivers are required to take a road test to prove that they're still able to drive well enough. I think we all should be forced to take the written test and the road test at least every 5 or 10 years, if not more frequently. I think we all should. I think we'd be safer drivers if we were forced to think about it and prove it again more regularly. But I don't know of anywhere where that is true. Do you? To use the idiom, no, you don't like this idea? But it would force us all to brush up on the rules of the road. And there are a lot of foolish drivers on the road who do not follow the rules of the road, and not enough police to stop them and ticket them. And we'd have safer roadways. And so I think, I know I would pay more attention and try to remind myself, but I sort of wish we would impose a requirement every 5 or 10 years. Expensive to get the license? Really? Gerard, talk about that.
Because you need to join a school that teach you how to pass it, and then you have to pay the exams.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need practice, you have to pay every hour you are taught to how to drive.
Interesting. So you're required to attend a course before you can have a license. Interesting. And Majid, you're mentioning a 2-time fee?
Yes, Holly. First, to get a learning license also we have to pay, and to get the original license also we have to pay the fees, and for the trial also we have to pay the fees, which we give logical tests. For that also we need to pay for the vehicle and for the license. Too much expensive. That's why it's a one
Yeah.
time.
Interesting.
Job.
And
easily no one will get this driving license, because to have that you need to have a address proof, correct address proof. Most police verification will be there for
here's
us.
Ram. Great. Welcome, Ram. We're talking about getting our driver's licenses. Majid, 2 questions for you that come to my mind. Do you have to have a license for the motorbikes?
Yeah, motorbikes, and for car also, 4-wheeler, 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler.
Same process?
Yeah, same process. We have to give trial for everyone, motorbike also.
Okay. And I had a
For
second
motorbike,
question.
they will check. They will check with the gears or without gears. Okay. Second question.
Without gas or with gas?
Yeah, we have to give for both vehicles. If a vehicle don't have a gear, then also we have to give the driving test for that.
You
Some
mean
vehicles don't have gears.
like a bicycle? A regular bicycle?
No regular bicycle, motorbike, which will be run by petrol. Bike.
Okay, so there are electric bikes also on the road?
Yeah, for that maybe no license
Ah, interesting.
because it runs very slowly. Electric bike.
Ah,
It,
so based on the
it's going.
speed that the vehicle can
Yeah,
achieve.
based on the use of petrol, use of engine, use of oil. It may be
Okay.
petrol or it may be diesel
Hmm,
or gas.
interesting. Yeah, yeah. Huh, interesting. Okay, Ram, we've been practicing. We just went through once, Gerard and I, and maybe now I can get two of you to volunteer and see if you can add, if it occurs to you, add or change this dialogue a little bit. So these are two people talking about going to get their driver's test because they have moved to a new region. And in the US, each state has its own test requirement, so you can't just move from one state to another without going through the fees and the tests again. You don't always have to pass the road test when you move, but you do have to pass the written test in order to get another license. And the fines, if you choose not to, you only have, I forget if it's 3 months or 6 months to get a new license. And if you're stopped and have been living in a new place without that license, you get a steep fine and lose your right to drive for a while. So similar to what Gerard mentioned, they want you to stay on top of the process. But I need two volunteers. I don't know if Ram wants to volunteer, but two volunteers to read this dialogue and maybe embellish or add to it. I forget the second question. I lost it. If it comes to me again, I will ask. uh, so, any volunteers to try the dialogue?
See, hello.
Yes, I hear
Don't
you, Ram.
mind. Don't.
Yes.
Yeah, don't mind, friends. I'm new to this LEWWP. Let me follow the rules and regulations and about class rules. I don't know. Let me feel comfortable for 1 week at least. Then I
Certainly.
follow you. Okay.
Okay.
I
And
follow you.
is this your first hangout?
Exactly. This is
Ah,
today is my
welcome.
first
Okay.
my first Skype class and Google Hangout. So don't
Okay.
mind for any if I
All
did any
right.
mistake.
Yeah, no problem. So listen to us, and if you want to say something, same
Yeah.
as with the other class, if you type a T for talk or a Q for
Yeah.
question, then we know what
Okay.
order to have
Okay.
everyone
Fine.
speak in. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so Majid, that means I'm going to put you on the spot. Will you practice this with Gerard?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we'll let Gerard be Jerry. We'll pretend that that's a nickname for Gerard.
Okay.
Gerard and Jerry.
Butch.
And Majid can be Butch. And if you want to add a
Butch.
little to it, you can, but we'll let Gerard start off.
Okay. Butch recently moved to California and has to take a written driving test in order to get a California driver's license. Although he has been driving for years, he still needs to brush up on the rules since he has forgotten most of them. I heard you are going to take the written test to get your driver's license.
Yeah,
You've been driving for years. There shouldn't be any problem.
but I still need to brush up on traffic rules a little bit.
You'll be fine. Just use your common sense.
Yeah, but sometimes I sense things wrong.
Okay, now try to keep it going. How would you respond to that?
Hmm. Um, well, I don't know.
I said, yeah, but sometimes I sense things wrong. What do
Yeah,
you
so
think?
if you're
What do you think?
talking to friends and
Yeah,
just
what do you
use your
think?
common sense. I
What do
don't
you
have
think?
any common sense. What next?
What do you think, Jerry? I may go wrong?
No, I think that happens to all of us.
Okay,
I'm not much aware of traffic rules here. Could you help me?
I'm not. Say that again, please. I'm not.
I'm not aware of traffic rules here.
Ah,
Could you help me?
I would say, what are you doing on the road? uh,
Okay. I don't know who is the owner of this dog.
You also don't know the rules. No problem. We'll ask someone else who know the rules.
please don't get on the road until you know the rules.
Yeah. Come, Jerry. We'll go to Holly's home and we'll ask her. She's from
But not from California. The rules are different there. What are some of the rules that might be different from place to place? Do you have some motor vehicle rules that are different?
Yes. When I go from India to some other UAE countries, Arab countries, or foreign countries, the road drivers will drive their vehicles on the left side, and here in India, we go from right side, like
Oh
change in different,
my,
and
that's
the
a
driver position also will be changed. We have right-hand drivers, and in foreign countries they have left-hand drivers. On left hand they have a steering, and we have right hand we have steering for
so
cars.
so you're like in London in Britain. You drive. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I thought the only place that did that was the United Kingdom. But you also are
In Australia.
on the wrong side.
Yeah, we go from wrong side. We go from left side, not from right side.
Oh, but you're on the left. That's what we are. Okay. But I thought,
Yeah.
Gerard, you're saying something there in Australia also? I didn't know that. Ah, I did not know that. I thought United Kingdom was the one place that had people driving on the right side of the vehicles. That was the oddest experience for me this summer. Oh my goodness. Sitting in the driver's seat and not being able to drive and having everything. That was really weird to experience for me this summer. Um, so it would be hard to go back and forth, I would think, to that. So here, one traffic change is a right turn on red. In some areas, that's legal. If you stop first, you're allowed to turn right when the red light is showing. In other states and counties, you cannot. So that's an important rule to check. And in some places, you must leave your headlights on all day, 24/7. And in other areas, that's not required. Do you have this difference, either of these? Do you have either of these differences? Are you allowed to turn right on red? When you have a red traffic light, are you allowed to turn right while that light is red?
No.
No,
We should
no,
stop.
no, and no. Yes, I do it all the time.
No, we don't have that rule.
Uh-uh.
Red turns on, we have to stop at any cost.
Yes.
You
Otherwise, you can
have
get
to
a
stop,
fine.
but after you stop, you can turn. If your way is clear, you can make a right turn.
Yeah, that is a breaking of rule. We'll pay. We have to pay. But
Ah.
Anna, why you did?
So I would
Why are you
have
in
to
so
watch
hurry?
myself. I could be in
Yeah,
trouble.
why are you in so hurry? You should have watched the yellow light first.
Ah,
We have seconds. There will be displaying seconds. 2 seconds to go. 2 seconds to go for red signal. 3 seconds. 1 second. 0. Yellow. Red.
ah.
Before yellow only we have to stop.
And Gerard, this is also a new thing to you. Red means red.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something that would be challenging both ways for me when I visit. When I travel, I have to remember and check each state because the rule is not true in every state. But in New York, where I used to live, and in Virginia, we have a right turn on red law. So if you stop and look and your way is clear, you are free to turn right on red, not straight, but a right turn you can make through a red light. And it is completely legal. So what happens, of course, is many people don't stop. They just turn right without, they slow down maybe, but if they want to beat the light or see that someone's coming and they want to turn, many people don't stop. So it really is not the smartest change in our traffic laws. But can you think of something else like that that you would want to be sure to check in a different area? What types of road laws are different from place to place? Nothing else comes to mind. Is it pretty much the same throughout Spain? Not big differences. And in India, you said other countries, but in most of India, are the laws consistent?
Yeah, yes, consistent Holly, but many people break the rules and we have not much heavy fines. That's why they break
Ah,
rules. But now in Telangana, what the police commissioner did, the traffic police commissioner did was, if you break any rule, the common fine will be 1,000 rupees, which is very expensive.
ooh, ooh. Okay, so a
If you not
higher
wear a
fee.
helmet also, you have to pay 500 rupees. The new rules which were launched this month.
So maybe you'll have safer roadways.
Yes,
I hope.
and we
I
are
hope.
thinking to buy helmet.
Good, good. I like that. I'm all in favor of helmets for sure. Keep you safe. Yeah,
We don't
Gerard.
have helmet at home.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
Spain, when we have our driving license, we have 12 points. And if we make a grave infringement, we can lose some points. And if you lost all your points, you have to do the driving license exam again.
Ah, okay. So you're given points and they take them away if you are stopped for a traffic violation?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And when
For
you lose
us,
some points, okay. Yeah.
there will be no loss for cancellation of license. There will be permanent license. There will be no cancellation to driving license.
Ever? There's no way to lose your license?
No way. No one cancel us.
Even if you're
License
a
is just
terror on the road, they won't take your license away?
no way. Just we have a Xerox of color Xerox of license. If they took also, they will not do anything because it is not cancelled from electronic gadgets like electronic data. If they cancel, so the outside police will not know this is cancelled. They will only check that we have license or not.
Oh
That's why no
my.
cancellation.
Maybe I don't want to drive or ride much if I visit. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Gerard,
In Spain, you can lose your driving license if you make a very great infringement, like overcoming the speed limit a lot, or driving drunk, or things like this. You can be punished, even get a trial and go to jail.
For us, overriding and breaking the signals, we'll have to pay fine, but no jail. For drunken driving, these days we have jail also for 3 months, and we have to pay some amount, 5,000 or 10,000 rupees.
Ah, interesting.
Hmm. This
Interesting
newly introduced
differences.
in Hyderabad for
Yeah.
drunken driving. Only for drunken driving is jail.
Wow, I'm not sure I'm comfortable with never losing your proof of of a license. Interesting. Here with technology, it's much harder to get stopped by the police and not be in trouble. They immediately pull up your record. It doesn't take much time at all, and take you off the road. Or so it sounds in some ways perhaps safer here. Maybe not in all ways, but some ways. Here's a new dialogue we might try with some more idioms. Some of these, there's several here. So we did the second one, and I want you to choose one of the others. So which one do you want to try? We did the I've got to brush up on it.
It has slipped my mind. It has slipped my mind.
It slipped my mind. Okay, let's do the it slipped my mind. Yes, Majid.
I can't think of it off the top of my hand. It off the top of my hand.
Okay, that's the one you'd like to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do this one first, and then we'll do the other one. So we'll try this one first. Slipped my mind. And we don't have to be Erica and Manuel. You can take new names if you wish, or you can be yourselves, but volunteer to take one side or the other. So Erica is planning the menu for the dinner party next week. All of a sudden, she remembers that she has forgotten to invite Linda. So you guys are talking. You can make up your name. You could be Eric if you wish.
I do, Erica. Okay.
Okay.
I've sent out the invitation for the dinner party.
That's good. Now what should we do?
Now what should we do? Yeah.
We've got to plan the menu.
Oh, that's right. Do you have anything in mind?
Nice.
I think I'm going to make the chicken salad we had at Pompa last time. Remember, I asked the chef for the receipt?
Recipe.
Okay, the recipe.
Yeah. But did you forget that Linda doesn't eat chicken?
Uh-oh.
Linda? Oh my gosh, I forgot to invite her. She'll be mad at me. It just slipped my mind.
Nice.
Well,
Nicely done.
well, it's not too late yet. I'll make a phone call. Don't worry.
Perfect line for Majid. Don't worry.
Thanks. I think I'm getting old.
That's my line. Oh, and this is perfect for Majid.
Looks like you are.
Looks like you are. Oh.
Thank you. Thank you for the full compliment.
Both of you.
Fun. Oh, that was a fun dialogue. That one you both got into easier, more comfortable situation. Let's try it in reverse. We'll let Abdul Majid be Eric and you can be Manuel, Gerard.
Okay.
Let's try it again. So Eric's planning this party.
Okay. I have sent out the invitations for the dinner party.
That's good. Now, what should we do?
We have got to plan the menu.
Menu.
Oh,
You got to play in the menu. Menu.
Menu. Okay.
oh, that's right. Do you have anything in mind?
I think I'm going to make the chicken salad we had to Pompa last time. Remember I asked the chef for the recipe.
Yeah, but did you forget that Linda doesn't eat chicken?
Linda? Oh my gosh, I forgot to invite her. She'll be mad at me. It just slipped my mind.
Well, it's not too late yet. I'll make a phone call. Don't worry.
Thanks. I think I'm getting old.
Look like you are.
Nice inflection. Now, why is that dialogue so much easier for you? You both played the parts, both sides, comfortably right away. What kinds of things make this one easier?
Short sentences?
Okay, first one. First
Daily
one.
routine, chicken,
Chicken.
and invitations.
Okay,
Do
so
not.
familiar things.
Yeah, familiar
Yeah,
words. Familiar.
yeah. Nicely done. Nice inflection. Nice sarcasm. Nice. Yeah, very nicely done. Uh, uh, interesting. Okay, so we need to find. Where did it go? I lost the link. The one that Majid wants to do. Does somebody have the link there? Let's see. Memory. And you wanted off the top of my head?
Marshall Pam. Yeah.
Okay, so I can't think of it off the top of my head. And here's the link if you don't have it.
I have it.
Okay, so Marshall is complaining to Pam. He tells Pam that he's trying to get a hold of Jason, but he forgot his home phone number. So he called his office, but his secretary would not give him Jason's phone number because it's against the company's policy to release someone's personal information on the phone to a stranger. I have this challenge frequently. So we need a Pam could become Patrick. We need a Marshall and a Pat.
Fact. Okay.
Who wants to be who?
Marshall.
Marshall, okay.
Marshall for me.
Okay.
Marshall for me.
Go ahead.
Think of
Majid
okay.
Marshall. Yeah.
Do you know that Jason's home phone number is?
Do you know what? Do you know what Jason's home phone number is?
Yeah. Do you know what Jason's home phone number is?
I can't think of it off the top of my head. You might want to look it up in the phone book.
I have checked it already, but it seems that this phone number is unlisted.
Maybe it's under his roommate's name.
Well, I guess so.
Maybe you can call his office and ask his secretary.
I have tried. I have already tried. She won't tell me. She says it's private.
Oh, that's right. They usually don't release private information over the phone.
Okay, so this one is not as comfortable without some conversation maybe and then repeating it. So one question, do you have the same policy there? If you try to get someone's phone number, is it easy for a receptionist to give you the phone number?
No, it's private. No one will give that.
So the same challenge. Maybe under the roommate's name, I would expect the reaction more to be, but I don't know the roommate's last name, do you? Something like this, because if you don't know the roommate's last name, it's not going to be much help to look up that number. Unlisted is the phrase we use for a number that's not printed in the phone book, right? But in today's world with cell phones, this is becoming an outdated dialogue because here in the U.S., I think it's now only about 40% of homes have a real phone number. People no longer pay for a residential phone. They use only their cell phones. So yes, the land phone, thank you. The term was escaping me. Thank
Landline.
you. Yeah, landline or land phone. And we don't have a landline any longer. So the phone books are not a help to anybody anymore. You've got to be on someone's list and share the phone number. But there are times when you need to reach someone. So how do you resolve this challenge now? Do you usually call someone that might have their number in their cell phone book? How do you resolve this type of problem?
Looking the name on the internet.
Sir, Google.
Google.
Yeah, that's what I do.
No, we don't have all information on Google.
So you
phone numbers
won't find?
Yeah, won't find. Phone numbers are very personal and no one will keep on internet.
So how do you try to track down a number?
Tracking down a number, we have to ask friends. That's all, no option for us. Friends, family, or relatives of other that person. If you want to locate where he's staying, just if you want to confirm like his where he stays, like his house number and village, then we have to call customer and say I have lost. Like we have to give fake information and then we have to take, or we have to give a friend like track down this address and tell me. He will do that.
Gerard?
I think nowadays it would be easier to get the email address, the electronic address.
So you might not use the phone, you might use email more because that's available information. Yeah. Or you might find them on Twitter or Facebook and use an alternate means to contact them. Yeah, it's interesting as I read this and think about it. It's more applicable for businesses still, but I rarely pick up my phone book anymore. I go to Google first. Interesting how that's changing. So also part of why the conversation might not feel as comfortable. It's not something that's familiar every day to find it. You can't think of it off the top of your head. Yeah, I tried to give that visual. Yeah, it's right there. It's like tip of my tongue, top of my head. Right there, but I can't quite touch it. Can't quite find it. Gerard?
I'm wondering whether in the United States, it's compulsory if you have a mobile phone to be registered your name, if you can be anonymous, because in Spain at the beginning we could be anonymous, but now we can't. Even if you are paying.
I'm not sure. So if you have to give official government or someone has to be aware of your cell phone. I would imagine that might be true here as well because of recent changes in the laws that give the government the right to track down our phones. Interesting. I don't know the answer to that.
We already have this one. Every police officials have our address and data. Without proper address proof, will not get a SIM
So you
card.
have to show that.
Because due to recent action in 2011, that Bombay Taj Banjara blast, due to terrorist attacks, it was found that the SIMs are used by fake name and fake address used by the terrorists. That's why government made it is compulsory for everyone to submit their details.
Okay, so
The two details.
compulsory for pronunciation. Pulse, compulsory.
Mm. Without verification, your service will not be activated.
Interesting. Yeah,
It takes 2 days for verification.
Ah, So similar to the strict laws for motor vehicle licenses now are applying to cell phones. It makes sense, but I don't remember what we had to do. But we've had our number for quite some time now, and we're very trackable online. So I don't know what the restrictions are. Interesting. Majid, you had a note. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Is difficult to pronounce?
Yes, I can't think of it off the top of my head, like tongue twister for me.
So off the top of my head wants to be one thought group. Off the top of my head. Off the top of my head.
Yes, I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Yep, that's
We are
better. Yeah, but still it still doesn't sound easy for you.
Yeah, I'm breaking it.
Many
Yeah.
people will just say, not off the top of my head, and when they're speaking, it'll be an incomplete sentence, and they'll say, do you know what Jason's home phone number is? Not off the top of my head. So that might be a more natural and comfortable way to say it. I've noticed that you are reading the contractions as complete words. And I'm not hearing I've, I'm hearing I have. And in natural dialogue, the contracted form is much more common. So I have sounds more formal, and some people might look at you askance and like, why are you talking so formally? So especially in an informal dialogue like this, the contracted pronunciation, I've, rather than I have, sounds a lot more natural. So let's try this again. You can change it if you want to, but let's reverse it. So Gerard will be Marshall, and Majid can be Pat, or whatever name he wants to try.
Okay. Do you know what Jason's home phone number is? What Jason's home phone number is?
I can't think of it off the top of my head. You might want to look it up in the phone book.
I'm going to challenge you to repeat that, and just try saying, not off the top of my head.
Not off my top of my head.
Not off the top of my head.
Not off the top of my head.
Much better. Not off the top of my head.
Not off the top of my head.
Why don't you look it up? So you might also make it more casual. Why don't you look it up in the phone book?
Yeah, you might want to look it up. You might want to look it up in the phone book.
Mm-hmm.
I've checked it already. But it seems that his phone number is unlisted.
Maybe it's his roommate's name.
Well, I guess so.
Maybe you
what's
can
his roommate's name? Right?
Maybe you can call his office and ask his secretary.
I've already tried. She won't tell me. She says it's private.
Oh, that's right. They usually don't release private information over the phone. You need to go office and collect the phone number.
Go to the office, yeah. That's not always easy either. It's interesting how much this has changed. In the work world even, Google, right? You go to Google. If I have any misinformation, the printed information is often outdated compared to the internet. So go to the website. So the way that we remember things is different. We don't have to remember as much. We just have to know how to find that information. So here's one that let's back up. Where was I? Is is something I have to do all the time because I'm trying to type and listen. Oh, this one doesn't have a... Oh, I'm not getting a dialogue when I go to this link. What did I do wrong? Memory. Let's back up. Where was I? Oh, there it works. Okay. I don't know what I did wrong. I went up to a strange link. So what did you do to us here, Majid? You added some kind of camera. You're taking a picture of us?
Yeah. So finish.
Probably caught me with a funny face. I take terrible pictures. Give me warning. let me pose. Some of the shots that YouTube catches are just awful. Oh well, at least it's natural. Very hard to be on camera consistently and look the right way. But here I have to back up. Where was I? A lot, because I'm trying to stay ahead of the game and listen and type and watch all the participants. So this is one that I'm very familiar with. So let's back up, let's rewind. Where was I? What was that second question? And try to connect with the information. So let's see, we have Brenda. Brenda can be Brandon as an American male name. So we need a Brandon and a Ray.
Let's back up. Where was I?
You were talking about your trip to South Africa.
Oh yeah?
Oh
I read you
yeah.
had a great-
And it says like, oh yeah, I remember now. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I bet you had a great time.
Yes, we did. In fact, you know what we encountered?
A long lost friend?
Come on, a lion.
You don't think you'd find a long-lost friend in South Africa? You might find a lion. Do you have lions in your area, either of you?
No lions. They are in zoo.
Only in the zoo here, too. Yeah, lion is not anything I have to worry about. We do have a growing challenge with black bears, though. They are coming into the cities and towns and neighborhoods much more than they used to be. So you might encounter a bear. Normally, monkeys. Yeah, that's something I've not experienced. Yeah. So normally when you use encountered, it's very formal. But because it's used this way, the expectation is that you're not thinking humans. This is a casual conversation, and come on, not a person. What do you think I ran into? Oh, lion. Yeah, but the oh yeah can be used for many different meanings, right? Oh yeah, I believe you, or oh yeah. Taking pictures again. But in this case, what was I talking about? What were we talking about? Your trip. Oh yeah. So it might be oh yeah, or oh yeah. Stupid me, I remember. So the inflection and the way you speak it can give lots of different interpretations to a very familiar expression. So let's try this one in reverse. We'll let Gerard be Ray, and you might want to read the introduction. I didn't read the introduction.
Okay. Let's back up. Where was I?
You were talking about your trip to South Africa.
Oh yeah.
I bet you had a great time.
Yes, we did. In fact, you know what we encountered?
A long lost friend.
Come on, a lion.
So if this were natural conversation and you had Majid came back to class, he hadn't been here for a while, and he's telling you about a trip to Africa, and then Holly interrupted, like I so often do, and got him off track, so he forgot what he was talking about. And Majid says, "Let's back up. Where was I?" And Gerard says, "You were talking about your trip to South Africa." That actually sounds more like Holly would say it. Gerard would probably politely type, "South Africa." And then Majid, "Oh yeah." And then I bet you had a great time. Doesn't sound very enthusiastic. But if I had a friend who had been to South Africa, I would be very enthusiastic. And I probably wouldn't say, "I bet you had a great time." I'd probably say something like, what would you say to someone in English who just came back from an exciting trip? What might you say? What comes natural to your mind?
For me, oh, it was great. What?
So Shilu tells you she just came back from a fun trip. What are you going to say to her?
Hi.
No?
How was your trip?
Okay, maybe. How was your trip? I might say, "Tell me about it." Yeah,
Tell me about it. Tell me what you did these days. What you have seen.
yeah.
What did you eat?
Right. What did you eat? Right. And I might ask, "Did you see a lion? Did you see a gazelle? What animals did you run into?"
Yeah, I asked her, like, what did you eat? What interesting food?
Yeah,
Why are
food.
you keeping hand? Why are you keeping your hand into head? Why is asking about food every time? Because
Yeah,
Shailu
so
likes food, and then I'll ask what she eat at every place, morning, lunch, dinner, and what you brought for me.
what did you buy
What
for
you bought
me?
from me from Africa?
What
Yeah, from
what did you
Africa.
buy? Yeah, what did you buy for
Yeah.
me? Yeah. Did
What
you
did you
bring me
buy and
any
brought for me?
souvenirs?
Yeah.
And Majid, you're usually my time check person, but I just realized we're
Yes.
over our hour. Uh,
Yeah, 2 minutes extra.
yeah, Gerard, what kinds of questions do you usually ask when someone comes back from a trip to a place you haven't been?
How was the people?
How were the people?
How
What were
were
the people? What were the people like? Were people nice to you? Yeah, were people friendly?
the weather? I asked about the weather.
Okay. Yeah, hot. How hot? I would probably ask about. I would expect it to be hot, which could be a falsehood, but I would expect it to be warmer than I'm used to. Yeah. So as
How
you're
was
playing,
your hotel?
oh, the hotel. Tell me about your lodging. Yes, that's probably a question that might come up too. Yeah. So you can change these to think about how you would talk in similar circumstance. Interesting today. I'm really interested in how easy some dialogues were and how uncomfortable, stilted some of them
Yeah.
seemed. So interesting practice, and thank you both for staying with me.
Thank you.
Hope
Thank
to
you,
talk
Mom.
to you soon. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye for now. Bye
Bye-bye.
for now.
Bye-bye.